Yes. Thank you so much, Sherry. Oh, there will be joy in the land. There will be joy in the land. So let us take a breath now. Let us breathe in. And if you'd like, you can even open your arms up. Use your body, my friends. Open your arms up to receive a fuller blessing of what we have just experienced. And what we are experiencing, let it not be lost upon us. There will be joy in the land when all people know justice, when people are free, when children are loved. And so let us come now into a greater expansion. We are in this series, the Spirituality of Agitation series, and that causes us to expand our minds. And as we're expanding our minds, that means what, my friends? That means we have to open our hearts. We have to open our hearts. And now that is actually easier said than done. I want to go this way with this sermon, this talk tonight. Do you know? No, I'll start it like this. Every element of this service is designed just so. There are no accidents here. There are no accidents. From the top of the hour with Mylene's song, with Sherry coming in today, it was Rob last week, everything has its place. There is a reason all of these elements are put together the way they are. And if you notice, we do something here, and it's a little different from church or from spiritual centers. And that is that we really celebrate people here. We amplify people's voices in a way that's different. And oftentimes there's people, and this has been said to me now over the years, that people that often didn't get a chance to use their voice or to sing or to play, they have a place here at the table. See, the revolution of love amplifies people's voices, and we celebrate people just because it matters, because it's important. And that's why often, I didn't say it today, I didn't say it in the welcome, but we welcome everybody here. We welcome people from all faith backgrounds, from all sexual orientations, whatever that looks like, all gender identities, all identities, racial identity, whatever it is, if you're agnostic, if you're atheist, whatever it is. And we don't say that like, well, we're doing you a favor, and in spite of that, in spite of your ability or in spite of your status or whatever it is, we say, no, because of you, we celebrate you. See, celebrate comes from the Latin, and I love studying Latin. I don't know, I must get it from my father or something. Celebrate comes from celebrare, and that means to honor. See, we honor people here. Nothing is lost upon us here. We don't want to miss a single moment, and that means we don't want to miss a single person. Yes, Judy, I see you. We don't want to miss a single moment, a person here and their heart and their mind and the gifts that they bring into the world. That's why I got to reach out to Sherry, and I said, Sherry, I got to have your voice at service. And it's not to do anybody any favors. It's just to honor. Now, how many of you have walked around in your life feeling like you are not really seen and you're not really heard? And you know, sometimes you feel like you're appreciated and you're, yeah. Sometimes you feel like you're sort of valued and then not so much. And what does that do? Over a period of time, it makes you feel bad. And it can lead to really feeling like like you don't matter. See, that's not acceptable at the Revolution of Love. The Revolution of Love, one of the values we sit upon here is celebration. It's celebrating people. This is so vital. Look, I know we are moving fast. We are a society and a culture that is moving very quickly. And there's all of this going on. And then the pandemic's hit, and then all of a sudden it was, whoop, and it slowed everything down. But we still have so far to go as far as honoring people, as far as valuing people, as far as respecting each other. And you know what this means? It leads to love. As far as loving each other. Now, there's a reason. There's a reason why it's hard to celebrate each other. Just please flow with me tonight if you can. Let's have some fun and let's go on a ride. There's a reason why it's hard to celebrate each other. You know, oftentimes people go for these cursory, very shallow responses like, oh, people are just mean, or people just don't have time, or, there's depth psychology here. And as Chris read it in the mission statement, one of the things this ministry pulls from, draws upon, is spiritual psychology. So we are called upon to understand at a deeper level why some people are not able to celebrate us, celebrate you. And I'm going to actually turn this to you now. I'm going to turn it to you. There are factors like, yes, society and culture moving fast, but let's go underneath that layer. Let's actually go right to the core. Wounds, traumas. Now, all of you, I just named a whole bunch of different identities, and depending on where you stand in your different identities, you may have had even more trauma than the average person, or than a person over here sitting next to you in the Zoom box. You may have had a heck of a lot more. And with that, all of us, as I say a lot, have experienced violence. Maybe not physical, prayerfully not physical, but emotional violence exists. Spiritual violence exists. There is structural violence, it exists. And these things, they wound us. And they wound us from a young age. And think about it now, we all came in here the same. We all came in here with these open hearts. Bless us. We all came in with these wonderful open hearts. And then things happened. Socialization, environmental factors, all these social constructs, all this structural violence. You may have experienced extreme prejudice, discrimination. You may have experienced domestic violence. I'm sorry. My heart goes out to you. We've all experienced this. And what does it do? It creates fear. It creates fear. And a wall. There is a wall that begins, imagine a brick and another brick around our hearts. See, our hearts, and I got to claim this as true right now, I don't believe our hearts are wounded or broken or damaged. No, I will not claim that for anybody here, because if you're showing up here, and I think, and this is true for anybody, that the core of people is good. I believe in this imago Dei. Now, it may be occluded. And people, remember in the para technique, people forget who they are, and they may not be coming from that place and living from that place. But see, underneath the rubble, underneath that or behind that wall is a magnificent heart. Your heart. Our hearts. So it becomes a life journey to come back into our hearts, and what happens? This is often poo-pooed. This is often poo-pooed, and people don't get how brave it is to actually Not just live in your heart, but connect this, my friends. Connect the fine mind and the knowledge and the wisdom, the intellect with your heart. Now, some of you might be just talking heads. You might just be living from your heads. And I've done it. And I've also done the other thing. And some of you might be just so open-hearted and you're getting the crap kicked out of you. See, that's not good either. Oh, see, do you see how hard this work is? But tonight, I just want to focus on this, that there, for so many of us, there is a wall around our heart. And it's got to go. It's got to go. If we are serious about creating change, about reckoning with violence, about reckoning and coming into a deeper fruition of what it means to be change makers. Feel this with me now. In society, in this culture, to be change agents, to be visionary. It's going to take a heck of a lot more than our minds. It's going to take a fortification of our hearts. And we have to do it slowly. We start tonight. I want us to commit tonight. I want us to commit tonight to abolishing the wall. Abolish the wall. Just commit to it. It doesn't, yes, good. It doesn't have to come down all at once. That's not realistic. This is a journey. It's a journey. But just really commit to it like you never have before. Even if you think, well, I have done this work, Rev. You don't know. I've been at this 20 years. Okay, so have I. I'm going to recommit because I want to have a deeper and a fuller experience of love, but beyond what I know. Amen. Because I'm not interested in being the same person I was yesterday. No, I'm interested in where I can go. And I'm interested in where we can go. And as I was writing this tonight, or pardon me, this afternoon, I kept thinking of the word enlist. I want to enlist you. I want to charge you to take this on, to really abolish this wall that is potentially over your heart, that is blocking you, so that you can really step in to your power and connect your beautiful minds and your magnificent hearts. Oh, the time is now, my friends. It is truly now. I don't care. There's exactly the amount of people that showed up tonight. Exactly the amount of people. And you know what I love is that I can feel your energy. So I know that you're into it. So it's exactly how it was supposed to be tonight. See, I felt in previous services, I know when people are resisting, I can tell. And that's okay. Because again, like I said, there are reasons. This is some scary crap. This is no joke. This is risky business. Bunachima, I will quote her again, Bunachima, a woman in Berkeley, came to a service back in 2013. And you know what she said to me right after service? She came up and she goes, in her beautiful Punjabi accent, she goes, my God, this business of love is risky business. Yeah, it is. It's risky business. If you don't know that, no, you do know that. I don't even have to say that. You do. So let us get into some how-tos. Let's dive into some of the how. I don't want to just present this and then not give you any tools on, well, where do we go? How can we do this? So I'm going to give you 3 tools, okay? And this was just a straight channel earlier today. I was just writing it. Let's take a breath. Let's breathe in and out. And asking a special prayer upon each and every person here once again, that they come into a fuller expression, that which they truly are, that Imago Dei is working them and working through them, that they know that they are made in the image of love, and that anything that blocks them, any wall that might be there, we just see it falling down. We abolish it. We abolish it. There's no need for it. There's no need. There is safety here. So in those moments, my friends, when you might feel, this can be challenging because you have to start to know your growing edges. You have to know when you might resist. Let me give you an example. Okay, let me give you an example. So some of you, it might be hard to receive love. Say someone says something very kind to you. And I'm not talking about compliment. I'm talking about when someone really sees you, you know, that good food, that good spiritual sustenance food, and you might resist it. And what that can look like is this. You might not even hear it. You might just let it just kind of go right out the ear. Or you might spit it out. Say, oh no, that's not true about me. Oh no, you just might spit it out. See, everybody has a different way. And this is very important now to notice what is your way. Are you able to receive love? Are you able to receive? I'm talking about the good stuff from people that want to love you, from people that are wise. Are you able to take it in? Are you able to take the words that I've been saying into you for weeks at a time now? It's important. So when those things come up, those clicks, if you feel that resistance, you know, aha, I'm afraid. It's just fear. And it's the small, young part of you. See, your I want to say your higher self, your highest self knows. You know what the story is. You know what the score is. It's just the young parts of us. The young parts of us that get scared. And see, this is the funny thing. People want love. They say they want love. They say they want a great life. They say they want a great relationship. They say they want this, this, and this. And yet, oftentimes, when it comes to them, they spit it out. They resist it. They mess it up. Self-sabotage, right? So this is what you need to do, my friends. You need to rescue the part of yourself, that very young part that resists, that becomes afraid. So notice when this happens for you. Someone says something very kind to you and you know it's, you know, logically that's very kind. Are you able to receive it? So come alongside, number one, come alongside that part of you that is very young and just be with it. That's it. Come alongside that part of you that is very young and just be with it. It is a powerful meditation. I have practiced this over time and it changed my life. It's really compassion. This is really about self-compassion for you. So when and if you feel that resistance or you spit out love or you can't take it in, no judgment, no shame, no blame. Number one, you come alongside and you be with this part. Imagine you going like this and taking this part now of yourself. It's okay. It's all right. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is I want you to develop your inner heart muscle. I want you to develop your inner heart muscle. So I do this for all of you every week. I love on you. What is one of the things that I did throughout this service thus far? I appreciated. I gave thanks. We are cultivating an attitude of gratitude. We are celebrating each other here. Again, we are celebrating each other here. And so I want you to begin to do this. If you don't do it already, I want you to begin to do this. Take the risk. Don't worry about appearing weak to somebody. If you see someone and you go, wow, how beautiful they are. And I mean that in the, not the aesthetic and not in the physical sense, or maybe that too, I don't know. But really go for it. If it feels right, go for it. Don't worry. You know, sometimes people go, oh, I don't want to be vulnerable like that. That'll put me in a weakened place. No, it won't. No, it won't. Exercise this inner muscle, your inner heart muscle, through developing it. through developing it. So use your voice. Maybe send a nice text, send an email. Develop your inner heart muscles. So number one, what? We come alongside. This is your how-tos. Number one, you come alongside that part of yourself. If you're feeling afraid, if you're resisting love, you just come alongside. You can even imagine, like I said, actually doing a physical motion, coming alongside that part. And then number two, as you continue to practice that, number one, number two, you're going to start developing your heart muscle, this inner heart muscle, which, like I said, is magnificent. I'm not going to, no, we're not going to say that there's something wounded or damaged or broken. No, we're going to claim it that is just as it is supposed to be. And so you just develop now. You just develop it. And one of the best ways to get in this roll, get on a roll with it and get in a rhythm with it is actually by taking that risk. And I know we're in a pandemic, so a lot of us are not getting up, but there are still ways that you could do it. You could, if say you're taking a walk and you see someone, just wave. Just shine some love. Bring some goodness. Just don't worry. Don't worry. Unless, you know, if it feels like you're kind of being a weird person, then you might want to pull back a little bit. And that's actually the third thing. The third thing is to discern. Do use discernment. Do use discernment. And actually what I mean by this discernment is check in with yourself. And if you're noticing that you are someone that gives out too much, that's not love. That could be codependence. You're not giving it out from here. You know what you're doing? You're pulling it up. You're pulling it, pardon me, from down below. You want to pull out. Love comes, it's like, imagine, it's like the dew of heaven. It just comes in. And that's why when you're pulling from that place, my friends, it's absolutely, there's a reciprocity. There's a reciprocity. When we pull from down below, you can feel it, because then you know what happens. You're loving people from this place, and then you get tired, and then you burn out. No. Discern. Maybe for you, it's not about using that heart muscle and exercising it towards others. Maybe it's towards yourself. Maybe it's that you need to love on yourself right now. Maybe all the pains and the experiences in life have gotten you too tired. So discern. Practice. We just keep practicing. Brian Terrell, dear friend of mine. John and Sherry know Brian Terrell. He's an activist of his whole life, and he says something, and that is, we are practicing for when peace breaks out. We are practicing for when peace breaks out. So we are practicing for when love breaks out. But you know what? I'm going to shift that a bit, because we must make it break out. We are bringing the love, and we must be very wise about it. So this is not just some big love out and and it's all so whimsical and fluffy. No, we have to be very masterful when it comes to this thing called love, and bring our fine minds into it. I pray for you all through the week. Each of you, I really do. But I want to see you do something more now. Because I bring this love, and this ministry brings this love, and this team brings this love to you. And we're very steadfast. And I want you to really up it in your life. So let's think now. What are the ways, as we are closing, what are the ways that you need to up it in your life to bring love? Is there a wall? Is there a wall blocking your heart? It's time that it goes. It's time that it goes. You are that brave. And if you showed up tonight, I don't believe it's by accident. I don't believe that we are here by accident. And that we are ready. And that we are ready to do this thing. So let us do it, and let us create the change that this world is calling for. Amen. Let us move now actually into a prayer to close up this time in this space. And I'd like to invite you to put prayer requests into the chat as you feel so moved. And let us fall into a very mystical place now and just allow ourselves to reside in the lap of love, in the lap that is God, knowing that God is always with us and all we have to do is turn towards it or he or she, however you refer to it. And let us breathe once again. We are breathing for folks that are no longer breathing here in this visible plane. And we know that we are blessed that we get to breathe. We know that it is an honor to be able to do this work of abolishing the walls that might circumvent us, that might block us from love, from receiving, from giving love, from creating that change. Yes, I feel it, I hear it. It's calling for us. It's calling for us. Let us take it seriously. It's calling for your name. It's calling your name. And I would like to turn towards the prayers. Oh, there's no, I don't see any prayer requests. Let's see, heart healing. Is that from Chris? I'm not sure if Chris has a prayer, but let's lift it up anyway. A heart healing, yes. And from on behalf of Rob, a prayer for the memory of Ken, who Rob is still missing. Yes. So prayers for that memory of Ken, and prayers for you too, Rob. You are such a blessing. You are such a blessing. And let's see, from Bishop, thank you, Bishop, for the beautiful blessing for me. And also, he writes, for our Jewish siblings who are celebrating a new year and their high holidays, yes, for rest and recuperation in the midst of a busy schedule, and for those who are hurting, those in addition, and those experiencing homelessness. Yes, let's lift that up. And from Mylene, more rain and protection for the firefighters. Amen to that. Let's surround them in love and in safety and in protection. And from Melanie, may we all remember to love ourselves, and prayers also for her grandparents whose birthdays are approaching in this month. My grandmother on October 20th. Yes. Beautiful. And so we lift up your grandmother, Melanie. And let's see. Oh, thank you, Chris. Thank you for that blessing. And from Melanie, yes, missing grandparents. And from Rhonda, prayers to all. Oh, good. And there's lots of them coming in now. From Taylor, taking down the wall. Let's lift it up to take down the wall and the maze and the moat and the riddle that guards my heart. Taylor's heart. Yes. We're going to claim this as happening right now, Taylor. We know that you are available to it. I know that about you. Coming to a deeper experience, yes, to that. And from Usman, prayers for clarity, patience, mutual respect, self-acceptance. I like that they very clear. I love this with prayers. Self-awareness and self-love amongst ourselves and all, including all whom we interact with in our daily life. And prayers for ourselves to remember who we are, remember who someone is to us, and made in the image of God in the higher consciousness. Thank you, Usman. Lifting that up. Yes. And from Kimberly, prayers for her and her daughter, and also for finances, and also for Justice Ruth. Yes. Thank you. I'd like to lift up a prayer on behalf of Jordan. Jordan's not with us tonight, but just prayers for world peace, because Jordan always prays for that. Yes, she does. And from Manny, for cleaner air in California. For those that are not with us at service or in this physical realm. And let's lift up all of the revolutionaries of love that have blessed this ministry and movement over all the years. Thank you, Manny, for calling that in. Thank you from Usman, a prayer for myself. I will receive that. See, I will receive it so that I am more fortified and can bless you all. Yes, that's how it's done. Okay, one more. Are we good? Okay, and let us close up with this final word. So anything that we may have forgotten, God, you know what it is. You know what's on our hearts. You know what's on our minds. Let us just show up for life in a most magnificent way. Let's just drop the wall that is around our hearts, that we may really come into a radical expression that is love and really be revolutionary in love. Let's do it, God. You know, I know you are fortifying us. I know that you are strengthening us. I give thanks for you. Let us just keep our gaze forever upon you and our feet firmly on the ground as we do the holy work. In your holy name, amen. Thank you, and over to Mylene.
Let us take a moment and with a breath and receive this blessing that we have just been given. Thank you, Reverend Felicia. So let's breathe in the goodness of God in this message. Hold it for a moment and then breathe out our cares and worries. Tonight I'm going to do a song that's called Which Side Are You On by Pete Seeger. Only last night I decided to rewrite all the verses to make them more applicable to today. So here we go. And on the chorus part, which is just which side are you on, please sing along and feel it, okay? Oh, come all you good workers, it's time to do what's right, to fight for truth and justice while keeping love alive. Which side are you on? 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 We stand with Black Lives Matter. We hear the battle call. We stand in solidarity. Not one more life should fall. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Well, open up those cages and set the immigrants free. There should not be such cruelty for seeking life and liberty. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? We'll take it to the voting polls. We'll take it to the streets. It's time we stand hand in hand. No more fascist regime. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Amen.
Wow, thank you so much, Mylene. Really bringing it home. Thank you. Let us again just take a moment, take that sacred pause, really feel this as a blessing in our hearts. Nothing is lost upon us, not a thing, no thing. It all goes back to God. Yes. Before we close out, Usman has an announcement. I'm going to kick it to Usman.
Thank you, Reverend Felicia. I wanted to announce that I'll be doing another panel focusing on mental health in light of September as Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and September 10th was actually World Suicide Prevention Awareness Day. Every 40 seconds, someone in the world dies by suicide. And so for this panel on Tuesday, which I'll be linking on here from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time through Zoom, all are welcome. We'll be focusing on journey sharing and storytelling from 4 panelists that I have talking about focusing on depression, suicide awareness and mental health needs, and how we can come together towards hope and healing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to share.
Thank you, Usman. So we'll be there Tuesday night. At what time again?
It's from 6 to 8 p.m. I just put the link up.
Okay, great. Usman put that link up, so I hope that all of you can join in. I know I'm going to be there. Thank you, Usman, for your really cutting edge work in your community and in the world. It's truly an honor to be collaborating with you more and more, and we look forward to being with you on Tuesday.
Likewise, and I'll put the link and then put up on the group page as well.
Beautiful. Wonderful. So, and I'll put it up too on our Facebook group. So for those of you that may not get to it that quick, I will put it up on our Revolution of Love Facebook group. So with that, concludes our service. Thank you so very much. Please give what you can. If you can, donate to the Revolution of Love so that we can stay sustainable and keep providing for you in a most healthy, magnificent way. You are so loved. You are such a blessing. And please do reach